Hello? 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 Oh, hello. Hello, camera. And the people inside it that are following me at all times, because that's the shtick at this point. So I'm lost in the deep jungle. Even if you know if you recognize this world, you'll get that joke. You're welcome. So I'm lost in the deep jungle, and there's a reason for it. One, the world loads real fast and easy, so hopefully I won't have any issues recording this time. OBS. Two, I saw a movie that's somewhat thematic with this area. That would be Predator, Killer of Killers. That title rolls off the tongue real slightly clunky. Sorry. So what is Predator, Killer of Killers? Killer is dead. Killer 7. I can make more jokes with Killer in the title. This is a animated anthology, kinda. This is what this really is a precursor to the next Predator movie that's coming out in the fall. Predator Badlands, which looks pretty good from the trailer. But I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about this pre-sample, this tasting before the main course. This is an animated project. The animation style looks very similar to Arcane. Not quite as high budget as Arcane, but close. This looks fairly nice. And this thing is kind of what I'd actually been asking for from a Predator project for ever. And it's not quite in the form I wanted it in, but it's pretty good nonetheless. So, Killer Killers is an anthology, kinda, where we follow 3 stories, and then a 4th surprise story that wraps the whole thing up. What are our stories? Viking, Ninja Samurai, World War II pilot, all of these versus a Predator. And you go from there. So I'm going to go into spoiler town about this thing, because truth be told, the first 2 sections, Viking and Samurai Ninja, are not as interesting as the third and the 4th get. They're fine, they're competent. Like, the Viking one is Vikings versus a Predator. There's some setup with storyline with the main character for that one. It works fine. Short, sweet, not much to it. It's fine, it's competent, but kind of forgettable. The Ninja Samurai section, pretty. Also a little forgettable, although the context of the lead character and his brother is kind of funny and not... It's funny in a... I don't think someone thought this plot out entirely kind of way. But for what it is, which is a setup for a Predator versus a Ninja and a Samurai, this does the job well. I like it a little better than the Viking spot, because the plot's a little more nuanced, I should say, and I'm a sucker for a Japanese feudal Japan setting. You know me, I'm a weeb. Weeble, my weebings. Weebles. In my armpit flab. Weeble flab. But yeah, it works fine. It feels like a really high-budget Tenchu cutscene for some reason. You remember Tenchu? I remember Tenchu. So does Patrick Farm also remembers Tenchu. That was a series. Fun level editor. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, Predator. So then we have our third one, which is, of the 3 setups, the most interesting and novel, because it's World War II pilot versus a Predator. More specifically, it's a rookie pilot managing not to fight and successfully shoot down a Predator who is using his ship to hunt World War II fighter pilots and their planes with, which is a little weird. Neat though. Like, it feels kind of like someone's went spearfishing for minnows, essentially, in terms of context of tech difference here going on. It's kind of weird. I will say this is also, but while this one is the most interesting of those 3 sections, it is also where the silly comes in. And I mean, this thing starts to get silly, and this turns into a straight up cartoon. You know, it ironically is a cartoon because it's animated. I mean cartoon in terms of the tone gets really goofy kind of way. So the first two sections are fairly serious and a little, well, just serious in general. I wouldn't call them like serious. This is still essentially kind of a Deadliest Warrior with a Predator shtick going on, but they felt serious. The third one, when the pilot guy starts doing a Tom Cruise level stunt on the wing of his plane, and then starts having borderline magical plane driving powers, started to get a little silly. Then we go into the surprise fourth section, which is one of those things where I think it's funny, I think it's kind of fun. If you are a diehard for old Predator lore, or old EU, whatever we're calling the old Predator comics and Alien and Predator comics that are no longer canon, because Disney owns this whole thing now, whatever we're calling that old extended universe, this is one of those projects that's kind of says what the hell with that and does its own thing. And its own thing is, turns out Predators were really big on Mortal Kombat and Deadliest Warrior on their planet. So they're going around and hit around and collect, and when they fight somebody who kills a Predator, they go back and collect that person, freeze them, and then take them to a planet to have gladiatorial combat with them. It's very silly. It's funny, but it's very silly. So, like, if you are big on the Noble Warrior Clan Predators and yada yada, this to me a little bit of a departure from that material. Do I mind? Not really. Do I understand people are probably going to be irritated by this stuff? Yes, I understand that completely. Also, I ask you, calm the hell down, please. I get it. This is okay. There are much worse things in the world. There are much worse things in genre stuff in the world. This is fine. This is silly, but it's fine. Predator in itself, kind of silly. This is fine. It's fine. Anyway, then we get introduced to Predator Shao Kahn. Yeah. Who gets the rather cool nickname of the Grindel King. Which sounds fucking awesome. And he looks like Shao Kahn. He's like 10 feet tall, gigantic roid boy, spinal column, ribcage cape thing on his back. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be, but it looks cool, so that's fine. I would buy a toy of this character. Hell, this character's a wood, honestly. Yeah, just a wood. If I'm going to buy a toy of the thing, it's probably a wood anyways. What I'm saying is I'm a pervert. So finding legitimate, hear me out, is difficult for myself. I might have a video about that later. Teasing. Being a teasing, wait till you get to the ending of this thing. Ooh boy. So yeah, so you wind up with samurai, Viking, actually, not the samurai, the ninja, Viking, and World War II pilot having a three-way fight with Shao Kahn Predator. And it gets a bit silly. It's fun, it's silly, but it's entertaining. I was entertained by this whole thing pretty well. And we got our stinger ending, which, well, this is setting up one of two things. Either another movie sequel or a sequel to another cartoon sequel here. So I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks once we find out what the viewership number were on this thing, and if they decide to commission another animated feature for this Hulu Disney Plus special thing we want to call this. Guess we'll find out. Plus, we'll see how Predator Badlands does as well at theater. So, you know, if that doesn't do great money, that's probably gonna be the end of it for now. Like Prey, spectacular, awesome, best Predator thing since the first one. Was put on Hulu, never went theatrical. Did really good on Hulu and word of mouth. I don't know if that's going to translate to people in the theater. We'll see. Alien Romulus did really well, so I guess we'll find out. Anywho, I was entertained by this. It's on Hulu, Disney Plus thingamabob, so it's immediately already accessible for streaming or other methods if you're nasty. It's worth a watch. Just don't take it too seriously if you're a heavy lore person for Predator franchise, because you might get a little pissed off. But I watched the new Star Wars stuff. There is no bottom anymore for that stuff, so I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Whatever. I will deal with it. Alright, like and subscribe, etc., etc. Join my Patreon. Join the me's. Become a me. You'll have a good time. Bye-bye. Boop boots, lada doots. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Leave. Go away.